Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about the film Trapped, which is an American film produced in 1949. It starts with some footage showing the Department of Treasury of the United States, showing how paper money is produced. All the stages of production. They say that no employee takes part on the complete process to avoid counterfeitures. It shows the machines and everything involved in the production. So it's a noir film, but this introduction gives a sort of semi-documentary touch to the film. And then they state that in order to reproduce the paper money, it's necessary to have the materials, the plates, and so on. And then the film starts showing that the police wanted to locate a gang of counterfeit people. So there were people who were spreading fake money out there, and they wanted to catch those people. And they had an inmate who was arrested on grounds of money counterfeiture. And they decided to talk to this guy and ask him if he could say the name of his fellow gang colleagues, so the police could arrest them, and in exchange for the information, this guy would receive an early parole. At first, this inmate refused it, but then, after a while, he accepted the police proposal. So he left prison. Apparently, it was a prison break, but he was actually released by the police under supervision so that he would go after his old gang members, the members of his old gang, and see what's going on to provide information to the police. Of course, that this guy betrayed the police and decided to look for the gang members all by himself. However, the police imagined that this kind of double crossing could happen, and they got to locate the girlfriend of this criminal. They bugged her apartment, and they started to follow both the criminal and his girlfriend. And the police even planted a guy who supposedly was interested in the girlfriend of this criminal. She worked in a nightclub, and he pretended he was a rich person, interested in her, all around her. However, after the criminal left prison, he looked for his girlfriend so he could move in with her. Alright, his girlfriend was very happy, but then he realized that his girlfriend had a suitor, and he wanted to meet him. Not only out of jealousy, but he also wanted to make some business when it comes to counterfeit money. So he asked the suitor of his girlfriend, who he thought was a rich man, if he could participate in the scheme, give him $25,000, and then he would have his share on the counterfeit paper money. And things were going well. He introduced this suitor, who was actually an undercover cop, to the other members of his gang. He would do business with his gang. However, unfortunately, to the cop, he was in the nightclub pursuing the woman who he pretended he was interested, but she was actually the girlfriend of the criminal. He was around the girl, and in the nightclub, he bumped into an old friend of his who recognized him as a policeman. And this friend, he was with his wife, and then he said, "No, I'm not the one you think I am. No, you are mistaken. No, this is not my name," and blah blah blah. And then, of course, the friend of the undercover policeman, he was puzzled. And then he talked to his wife that he was actually a government agent, that he was in the American army, and so on. Unfortunately, the girlfriend of the criminal overheard this conversation. And of course, she told everything to her boyfriend, that this rich suitor of her and also the guy he was about to do business with, he was actually a policeman. And then this criminal decided to go ahead with the negotiation of the fake money. And then he tried to kill the undercover policeman. However, the murder attempt failed and he ended up being arrested again. However, the other members of the gang, they didn't know that the guy they were about to do business with was an undercover policeman. So the girlfriend of the criminal, who has just been arrested again, she tried to talk to the other members of the gang that this guy was a policeman. And at first it was difficult to her to find the other gang members, but then she eventually got to find everyone and tell them that the guy was an undercover policeman, that they should be away from him, and so on. And once more, the policeman, he was around. He was about to get the fake money. He was checking the money while his fellow policeman friends would give him some coverage and arrest the entire gang. And then, of course, there was a confrontation between the undercover policeman and the girlfriend of the criminal. And then another gang member, instead of shooting the undercover policeman, he shot, probably by accident, the girlfriend of the criminal instead. And then in the middle of all this noise, all this mess, there was enough time for the other policeman arrive at the place, identify the license plate of the car of the policeman, and then they arrested everyone. And the girlfriend of the criminal, she was killed. And then they got to not only catch all the gang members, but they also got to get the counterfeit plates that they used to make fake money, which was something very important to the criminals because it was the machines, the material they used to fake the money. It's an interesting film. It's a bit educational in tone because it tries to tell the citizens that fake money is a threat, that they should learn to identify the fake money, that they should pay attention to the paper money they receive. They show the functions of the Department of Treasury of the United States back then. We can see many streets, many landscapes, which has historical value. It's an interesting film. It's not very known, but I think you're going to like that very much. That's all for now, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you!